anything. But if you guys can see me, that's all that matters. No, no screen. Why would they do this to me? Okay. Can you guys even hear me? Oh, there we go. Now you got picture. All right. Wait a second. Let my audio catch up. Let my video feed catch up, and then we'll get rolling. All right. Looks like everyone can see now. Perfect. All right. Welcome everyone. Bing Bong series. If you guys haven't caught it, it's your first time. Thanks for joining. Usually I have my friend, but he's actually been having some personal things going on, so he did not join me today. But I'll get it back here as soon as possible. Because he wanted to learn, and I thought he asked great questions, and you guys seem to enjoy all the questions he asked as well. But again, I do use Bing Bong, you guys, they do have spot trading. I've actually never used it for spot trading, just for leverage trading as my low time frame scalp account. The fees are really, really cheap. That's why I use it. I will only work with platforms and companies that I would personally use myself. I never recommend something to you guys that I would not, personally endorse or personally want to use. So just so you guys know that. And also, if you are new to trading and you want to even just try out leverage trading, if you sign up for a Bing Bong account, you can use their virtual currency. So basically, it's no risk. They load your account with I think it's 100,000 VST. It might have changed now. But you can see they load your account with VST. It's fake money. You can trade it just like you would trade real money. So you can practice your leverage trading, even if you want to do 1 or 2x leverage. Of course, 1x leverage is basically just a spot trade. But even if you want to try low leverage trades, you can do that here just to kind of figure out how leverage trading works. If you don't want to leverage trade, that's totally fine. Don't have to leverage trade. It's not a requirement. And anyone that does want to leverage trade, I would personally recommend to make profits spot trading first, and then take a small portion of those profits, put it into leverage, and then try to build a small leverage account into a bigger account. Okay. I would never recommend taking a giant leverage account right away and trying to build it immediately. So just so we're clear on that, you guys, I think leverage is a great tool to have, but it needs to be used responsibly. So that's why I've got all these series about how to leverage trade responsibly, and I actually have videos on how to leverage trade responsibly. Not only that, focus on risk to reward, yada, yada, yada. Now I'm rambling. But if you guys ever have questions, you can always reach out on my posts or whatever. I will be keeping an eye on the questions over here. Bing Bong does not require KYC, but there's like a withdrawal limit. I think it's over $100,000. If you aren't KYC'd. So if you get close to your withdrawal, you can just make a new account, withdraw everything off that, make a new account, and then with another email, and then you can withdraw that way. Luckily, I work with them, so I get a little break on my withdrawal limit. But anyway, so yeah, you don't have to KYC, but they are a trustworthy exchange. Their support team, they actually have like a live chat, which is really easy to use, and they've always helped me out really simply. So yeah, I do like it a lot. Like I said, the fees are really low. So in what extent is it credible? I mean, they're just not a well-known exchange, but they're very popular over in Korea, and I've been working with them for 2 years now. So they've never done anything shady that I've been a part of or that I've seen. They've always, if I've had any issues with like downtime on the exchange on the exchange, if there's been any issues with downtime or anybody's reached out to me, they've done refunds or things like that to compensate if the issue was on their end. So, also you guys, today I'll be giving away 2 keyboard, I think I have a picture of it here, 2 keyboard and mouse combos. All right, so I'll just give away 2 of these to 2 random people that are commenting throughout the stream. If I just see a random comment that I really like, maybe a great question, or, maybe we'll do like a random game or something. So stay tuned for that, and then the winners can just DM me later, and I'll get you guys hooked up with that. But otherwise, let's get into it. Today, we are going to talk about identifying trends. All right. You have a bull trend and a bear trend. And I'm going to really dumb this down for those that are brand new to this and don't even know what bull and bear mean. Bullish means up. Bearish means down. All right. So you're basically going to have trends, right? Because price will either go down over time or go up over time. Simple enough, right? So when price is going down, we call that a bearish trend. Price is going up, we call it a bullish trend. Simple enough, right? Okay, next part. So what you want to see on a bullish trend is a series. Let me write this down. Higher lows. Okay. And higher highs. So that's basically what defines a bullish trend. And what that means is you're going to see price. And if you don't know how to identify supports and resistances, make sure you check out my video in this, one of my first or second videos in the series that show you how to identify supports and resistances. But basically, you're going to have a bullish trend. It's going to have a series of higher lows and higher highs. All right. So it's going to look like this. Bam, bam, bam. Now, it's not always going to be that clean, but when it is that clean, it's great. It makes for easy trading. All right. So this is a higher low. This is a higher low. This is a, oh, shit. This is a higher low. This is a higher low. This is a higher low. This is a higher high. Higher high. Higher high. Does that make sense? So price went higher here, and really we could have like something like this. Okay. So here's the previous high. Previous high or local high. I call it a local high on Twitter. So that's the local high. Okay. And you can see here, price broke the local high, made a higher high. All right. And then made a higher low because this was the previous low. Local low. Okay. So we've got local high, local low, and then now we have a higher high and a higher low. Now, if this goes down here, that is no longer a higher low, right? So we're technically not in a bull trend yet, all right? And that's pretty much just a choppy market. When you get this kind of stuff, that's just chop. There's no trend there, all right? But when you see this, local high, local low, now we make a higher high, higher low, yada, yada, yada. So on the flip side, can I invert scale? Bam. Okay. Delete all this. Look at that. Look at me being tech savvy. All right. So, of course, I have to retype all this out, and I will for you visual learners. So now you're going to have lower high, lower low, and you're going to have a local high and a local low or a previous low, either one. So we'll just put local low. Okay. Local low. Say that 10 times fast. So that's local high, local low. Then you have a lower high, lower low. Yeah, give me another. There we go. I feel like I'm extracting these from each other. All right. There we go. Okay. So this is how a downtrend looks. Lower high, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's very simple. But that's basically how you're going to trade. In bear trends, you don't want to be buying. And in bull trends, you want to be buying, right? So you could screenshot these if it helps you, whatever. But that's basically the gist of it. So we'll look at some chart examples. Do you guys have any questions on that? I'm going to actually look over here at the questions. Let's see. I'm not going to look at random charts. We're not going to do analysis today. We're actually going to be focusing on the subject at hand because when people watch this in the series on my YouTube, we want them to, be able to access the pertinent content right away. And we want this content to last, so in a year, somebody can come back and watch this. All right, let's see. Am I high? I am not high. I wish I was high. I have some edibles. Maybe I'll just get high on stream for you guys. Higher Gooner. Do you include wicks or just candle closes? So for these, I include just candle closes. I do not include wicks. because sometimes you can have crazy wicks. And so for that reason, I do not use wicks for this type of data. So basically what that means is, if this wicked up here and went back down in one candle, then I wouldn't include that. This would still be a lower high for me. That's a good question. What time scale do I look to identify trends like this? Any time frame. If this is on a 1 minute chart, you can have a 1 minute bullish or bearish trend. It's just not going to last as long. If you're on a daily chart, you can have you're going to have a bullish or bearish trend that's going to last longer if you're on that time frame. What time frames are best to view this? Again, any time frame. You can use this on any time frame. 1 minute time frames are probably going to be a little screwy, so I'd probably stick to it's tough to say because you can use it on all time frames, but again, if you're newer, you're probably going to want to stick to 1 hour charts or daily charts. But also, do know that if you're trading on a 2 hour chart and you're trading opposite of the trend on the daily time frame, right? So if you see on the daily time frame a series of this, okay, lower highs, lower lows, and on the 2 hour chart you're buying, do know that on high time frames and daily time frames you might still be in a bearish trend. So the 2H can still go lower, if that makes sense. The 2 hour chart can still go lower. So know what the overall high time frame trend is, and then that'll make it easier to trade that trend on lower time frames. That's usually how I do it. I secretly love you too. Somebody asked about Telegram access. For those of you that completed all the steps and haven't seen my tweets, I literally broke my emails. So I could not send, I reached the limit of sending emails yesterday. So I sent out a bunch of invites. I'll send out more today when it lets me, and I'll send out more tomorrow when it lets me, and I'll just keep sending them out until they're all sent. So sorry for the delay, but you'll get the invite. Just got to be patient, unfortunately, because my emails literally broke. At what point can you see if it's going local high or high or low? You literally just have to wait. You have to wait, and I'll show you some examples. Would I ever use line chart over candles? Line chart is actually very good for this, especially on high time frames, so daily or weekly. I will sometimes, I actually do enjoy looking at the line chart sometimes on daily and weekly time frame, because it makes it very clear, and you don't get the wicks. So, especially if you zoom out, and I'm trying to think if there's a chart I could go to find a good example. Actually, I could probably do a stock chart. Let's see. I'm going to go to monthly here. Let's see if this one's a good example. There we go. All right. So you see here we have a local high. So this is U, which I think is reverse trend, and now we're on a monthly time frame. So monthly may not have flipped bullish trend or something, but maybe the daily or the weekly both have. Okay, so you would kind of go down to different time frames. But anyway, we do still see a lower low here, but then we have maybe a higher low from this one. And then we have a higher local high. So local high. Okay, so here's our local highs. We have a major local high here and a major local high here. Okay. And we have a lower low here. All right. And a potential higher low here. All right. And then this was the local low. So if I'm waiting to buy a bullish trend and wait for confirmation, which is what I like to do, okay? Now, if I do that, I might miss a move by 5 or 10%. All right? But I'm not just guessing. I'm not trying to call a bottom, and so more often than not, I'm going to be right, if that makes sense. So more often than not, I'm going to be right, because if I'm just guessing the bottom here, if I think this is the bottom and it goes lower, and I think this is the bottom, yada, yada. So for me, I actually waited on this, and I could have bought potentially here. I actually waited to buy up here in this area. This is where I bought because this is where I had my utmost confirmation of a bottom being in. Okay, so I started buying, and you could see what happened. we immediately went up like 40%. That's 100% almost, okay? So I started getting it around here, and we've gone up almost 100% since then. Nice, easy confirmation. So how did I find this, right? So we have our local high here, which is very important to me, which we're getting very close to breaking above, and we're going to be above the 99 SMA as well. So not only can we use price and structure, we can use EMAs or SMAs as well. So you can see here, my EMAs have been bearish this whole time. All right, they've been bearish, bearish, bearish. They flipped bullish here briefly and went back to bearish. Okay, now if we would have held this here, they would have stayed bullish. We would likely go up, but instead we broke down. We're still bearish, and now we're finally bullish, and we're seeing a lot of volume come in. So I'm getting a lot of different confirmation pieces here. All right, but let's just keep looking at structure. And what I see here is, first off, a local high. Okay, and what I do when I have those local highs, I just draw a line here. Okay, and I have a possible higher low. So when I get this, my alerts are going to be going off. I'm going to be setting alerts. So I see this possible higher low here, and I'm going to be waiting, because what could happen is we could break up, retest this, and go much, much lower, all right? And I'm going to be wrecked. So, okay, cool. So what I'm doing here is I'm waiting, okay? We breached this local high. Now are we actually going to put in a higher high and a higher low, all right? Now if we go to lower time frames, weekly, you could see, in fact, yes, and it looks much cleaner here, okay? So we've got a higher low here. We break out, put a higher high in, put even another higher high above here, and this is where I really take notice, all right? So now we've got higher low, higher low, higher low, and this is where I started to get in, right up here on these higher lows, okay? And look at this, we even have a higher high here, okay? Higher high, higher low, and now we're just in a mega bullish trend. We're just seeing higher highs and higher lows all over, right? I don't know why it won't let me grab this. All right, but do you see this series of higher high, higher high, higher high, bam, and now higher high, higher low. So this would have also, we could have bought more here, and we're just starting to see this trend now, right? And it's gone on the daily trend. Okay, we busted this, and now we're going to the monthly trend where we want to see this hold, and we want to now see this local high breach, and we want to see a lower high put in, and then we'll skyrocket on a monthly time frame. And what that means is we're likely, to retest these highs over here. Okay, and I hope this is making sense, and I hope it's nice and clear. What we don't want to see is, first off, we don't want to see this reject here. Okay, so we want to break through that. And if we do break through that, we want to see this low hold. So we don't want to go below this, okay, because we want to maintain our higher high, higher low structure, which we drew out earlier. And again, you guys, I'm going very basic, and I'm trying to be very nice and direct, very precise in these, and kind of slow, so I don't confuse anybody. So sorry if this is slow build up sometimes, but I really want to make sure everyone understands. Okay, so we want to continue this. We don't want to reject here and then go back here, because what can happen is you can go back into lower highs. Whoops. Can I grab that? Let me grab you. And lower lows like that, okay? And then actually that, if you watch my pattern video, that looks like a head and shoulders. But what you see here is we reject at this local high, and then we start making lower lows, lower highs, and then we go back into that bearish trend. So we want to stay in a bullish trend. We don't want to see us lose this. Okay, so if we bounce here, that's still a higher low, we're fine. If we bounce here, even better, that's logical. If we just completely bust through all this resistance, bounce here, that's even better, that's even more bullish. All right, and the stronger these levels are, the more they're holding, the more bullish they're going to be. And also, make sure you guys watch my podcast with Karush. That's coming out this week or next week. End of this week, early next week, he talks about this as well, and trend strength and how to understand the trend strength. So that's going to be a really awesome podcast for you guys to learn from. So make sure you catch that. That'll be my BinX one. It'll be coming out soon. So everything looks great. And the thing is, I never try to guess what's going to happen. I never try to guess, oh, okay, that's going to break. We're going to break up here, and then we're going to make a higher low, and then we're going to keep going. I just watch the chart, and I just let it tell me what it wants to do and show me what it's going to do. So all I have is the data here. I don't have any other data. It's like if you're reading a book, and you're on chapter 4, and you're trying to guess what's happening in the future chapters. Like, why do you need to guess? It's, of course, fun to think, and it's fine to think about scenarios, but you're not going to be like, oh, well, I don't need to read this book anymore. I'm on chapter 4, but I already know what happens at the end, so I'm not going to read it. And then you realize you get through it, and you're like, oh, I was completely wrong, right? So I never guess what's going to happen. I look at the data I have. Now, maybe I'll think of scenarios in my mind, but I'm not going to expect those scenarios to be right until they are right, okay? Until I see them coming true. So now everything on this chart is bullish except, okay, this is the monthly chart. The only thing is my 99 SMA is still sloping down, okay? And we're not above it yet. Now, you can use the 100 EMA, the 200 MA. A lot of people use the 200 MA for trends, all right? And we can look at that on Bitcoin. But you see here, a weekly trend, I am bullish, okay? Daily trend, I am bullish. Look at this. Look at how nice this is on daily. All right, so this was our low. Now we have a higher low, another higher low, and a higher high, right? Higher high, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. And then we still have this puts in a higher low from here, okay? And then we have another higher high, higher low, yada yada, and another higher high, higher low, and then we make another higher high here, another local higher high. That's awesome, okay? And so basically, as long as we keep holding these higher lows, and this is why we call it trends, because trend lines show trends, okay? So as long as we maintain this trend line here, and this series of higher lows and higher highs, we're going to continue to see a bullish trend, all right? And that's when you have confidence buying pullbacks and buying dips. So this is a really good chart example. You can see how nice this looks. You know, you finally, if you're buying here, you're just guessing. Because look, we really don't have much. Let's see. So we're still below all this local. We do have finally a higher low and higher high, higher low, higher high. Okay. And then we start but do you see this here? We make a lower low immediately, lower high, and that's when you get concerned. So over here, we're making higher highs. We did make one lower low, but locally, we're still here. Okay? Still holding this locally. We still made a higher high. All right? And then we bounce and make another higher high. Here, we did make a lower low. Okay? So this trend broke. We still have this trend. But as soon as we get rejected here, we make a lower high, a lower low, and we go back into that bearish trend. So I hope that makes sense, you guys. Okay, so we go immediately back into that bearish trend very quickly. So we attempted bull trend here. It was a local bull trend. Weekly was probably still very bearish here. And again, weekly was still below the 99 SMA. So we didn't have any weekly confirmation. Okay, so we have daily potential bull trend. Okay, potential. And this is why we wait for all of our confirmations. So we have daily potential bull trend here. So then we flip to the weekly, all right? And if I'm holding this daily bull trend from down here when I start seeing those higher lows, that's great. But I have to be ready to potentially cut this position, all right? Or at least maybe move my stop loss to break even, all right? So then I'm going to go to the weekly and I'm going to say, okay, is my weekly bullish? Well, I do have a higher low here. Maybe a local higher high, but really what I'm seeing here is like this is probably the main one we need to break, which we eventually do, okay? But our 99 SMA, it's still trending down, okay? And we have not broken above it yet. Our EMAs are starting to flip bullish, which is great. But of course, they flip back bearish. We start making those lower lows, lower highs, and we drop. Okay, we go immediately back into that bear trend. Now, here's where we finally break out on the weekly. Okay, that's where we finally have that breakout. Our 99 SMA is now starting to slant upwards. This is a very strong breakout. We have nice high volume. Okay, everything, the EMAs are pointing straight up. Whereas here they kind of slanted, so it was a little bit weaker. This is strength. This is very strong. Do you remember when Bitcoin was at $3,000 and it broke out above $4,200 with like some mega volume candle strength? Okay, that's what you want to see in a trend reversal. Now we're seeing that. We're like, oh, people are buying here. This is a very high interest area. My indicators are now all flipping bullish. We're making that structure, the bullish structure, okay? Because here, we're just seeing lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this is still bearish all the way down to here. And if you're just trying to call a bottom this whole time, you're going to just be getting wrecked, okay? If you're trying to call a bottom this whole time, you wait for that confirmation. We have this mega break now, and we feel safe to say, all right, now this is a bull trend. Now dips are for buying, okay? Dips are now for buying. Any dip should be bought as long as we stay above the 99 SMA, as long as we hold structure. I could buy any dip here with confidence, and my entry should be enough to where if we lose structure, I can get out at either a small loss or, break even or whatever. Okay? You guys have questions on that? Let's see. During an uptrend, the market make a reversal. We need to how much lower? So during an uptrend, the market makes a reversal. We need to have a lower high to confirm it as a reversal. Yes, exactly. And that's kind of what we do with Bitcoin. We can go back to Bitcoin chart because that's one you guys are more familiar with. All right, let's see. Bitcoin. And basically what you could see here is we're still in bull trend, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Equal low here, okay? So we're still bullish. We made this higher high, so now you just want to see a higher low put in if we do pull back, okay? So maybe a higher low here or somewhere here even, okay? So we could go pretty low as long as you basically hold this. All right, if you hold this level, you're just putting in bullish structure here, okay? And if you look at the macro structure, okay, this we obviously don't have all the data here, but there was a lower here. So you're just seeing price continue to make these higher highs and higher lows, right? Because this went obviously lower. So this would have been a higher low, higher low. We keep going up. There's a higher low. We have a higher low here, okay? And I wouldn't even really count this one. This is literally just straight up. So this is our first higher low, basically. So this is our local low now. So if we go below 30K, things would be very bearish because it's unlikely that we would somehow break through there and continue back up, okay? What would be most likely is that we would break down through there, retest it, make a lower high, and then start in this bearish trend down to, I don't know, whatever. I don't know where we would go, but that's just the structure. So now we're seeing this nice, bam, this structure that we drew. Look how pretty this is. Bam, 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 and we just want to keep seeing this, okay? And that's exactly what we're seeing here, right? Look how beautiful that is. Bam, bam. Now we finally have our higher high, so we can feel confident about going higher. And basically, my personal confirmation was here. I looked at this local high here, and I said, okay, if we break 53K, we're very likely to break this as well, and we're going to make a higher high. We since have done that. That was just my premonition because this was an important local high. All right. So now you see bullish structure. So how do we have bearish structure, right? Where does bearish structure kick in? Well, back below 53K probably, all right? But really below this low, okay? So as I had showed you, if we somehow break down, maybe we do this. This could be a lower high right here, okay? So we have a higher high, local high, And you'd probably see this. It'd probably go below here to make a local low, which would still give us a local high here. So you still have bullish structure overall still intact, but you have to be careful because now you're starting to get to the point where trend could be shifting, right? If you stay above this, you're in strong bullish trend. Stay above this, and especially this, we're strong bullish trend. Obviously, it's most likely we honestly stay above 60K at this point. But we're in a strong bullish trend now, so it's very likely that we just keep going up, okay? But if this happens, that signals a weakening of the trend. We're going to see a shift in momentum. This is now a weakening, okay? We can still recover. We could still go like this, okay? Bounce here and keep going up. That's fine. If we went down here, it's game over, okay? But anyway, so if we did this, we could still resurrect it. But if we went below this, okay, we're going to have to consider the possibility of either rejecting here and going lower, or most likely if this scenario happened, we'd probably bounce back up pretty high, put in a lower high. This would now be a lower high, and this would be a very, very, very important level to monitor, whether we just completely keep dropping or if we consolidate here, break back above, keep going, okay? But if this scenario happened, this would be kind of the bearish scenario you'd have to look for. You know, the scenario at the end of the book that you don't want to happen, but you're like, oh no, I hope he doesn't kill Johnny. Okay, this is where you're like, okay, I'm seeing some signs here that I don't like. You know, you have to pick up on signs. You don't want your bias to overrule you and be like, oh, I'm bullish, yay, we're gonna moon, and then you just keep buying everything and it goes down another 50%. Okay, so we're always ready for all scenarios, you guys. Me personally, especially, and I always put limits on where things are mega bullish, mega bearish, where there's kind of that gray area where we could see a shift, all right? So I hope that you guys can start doing that as well and start saying, okay, that's a major lower high now. I need to be a little careful because we did see a local lower high here that led to this drop. And I actually had pointed out it was a Wyckoff distribution on the 4-hour. Okay. But this is now our local high. Okay. So, and when you're trading this, we're bullish, right? And I was bullish here. I was mega bullish here until this happened. And then I was like, nope, I gotta be cautious. I have to be cautious. And we went down. But here you're making lower highs, higher lows, or sorry, higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Yeah, maybe a lower low. See, so this is a very good example, you guys. This is where we get a little cautious, okay? Because we now have, and you can map these out on your charts. It's totally fine to do that, okay? It's totally fine to map these out for yourself. Draw lines there. I draw lines a lot, so and zones, so I know where to look. Okay, we have a local high. Okay, and we have another local high here. Okay, so there's nothing. If we take away this data, and I could probably do replay, but I don't know how to do that. So wait, let me see. Oh, sweet. Let's see if I can get this to actually work now. Okay, so here we're fine. We're happy, right? We're like, okay. Look at this. Price just made another high, another higher low, another high. Okay, so these are two local highs, and they're both higher highs as well. And now, if we go forward, which I don't even know how to freaking, oh, there it is. Go for it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're making a local high here. We're bullish. We're like, okay, this is fine. Obviously, we can have tight wrists now because we know that this low is important. Okay, now we're not fine. Oh, okay, we got to keep watching this. Okay, we're still above that low. Oh, okay, now I'm shifty. I'm like, okay, all right. I really want to see this hold, but that's fine because I really want to see this hold too. So if this doesn't hold, I'm like, all right, this is the local low. I draw a line here, and I'm like, if this doesn't hold, probably gonna see us go back to this line, okay? I'm reading the comments. Awesome. I'll get to some more comments here in a few minutes, you guys. I'm going to keep going with this. Okay. So now this is where we're like, oh no, we're taking those signs. We're not going to be like, oh, it's fine, we're going to bounce, right? Because a lot of people were doing that, and that's fine. But a lot of people are like, oh, buy these dips, buy these dips. And this is where I'm like, I'm nervous. I don't know if I want to buy this dip. Okay? And so I'm watching, and I'm like, all right, can we recover? Can we recover? Oh, we can't recover. So this is showing weakness now. I'm seeing weakness. Now we close. So now this is our new local low. Okay, well, this is our new local low, but also this is our new local low. Excuse me. Okay. All right. This is our local high. This is our local low here too. These are all local lows. This one is now the most important one, but we've broken below it, so now we really want to focus on this one, because if this one breaks down, we go much lower, and we did, okay? So let's keep playing this. Can we recover? We're still holding this structure here. This can still be a bullish structure, but we're cautious now. Here, there was no caution. We're like, oh yeah, bull, woo, we're bullish, yeah, let's go to the moon, right? And here it's okay to do that. It's okay to say, let's go to the moon. We can go to 100K. That's fine. We can hold this and go to 100K. But as soon, and it's a good R to R too, because you're literally like $3,000 above this local low. So it's a great R to R, risk to reward. If I'm longing here, that's actually not terrible, because my risk to reward is here. It's like 7% to 70%, okay? So that's a good risk to reward. But that's for another video. I do have other videos about that. But now I'm cautious. Now I'm like, oh shit, we could actually break down here, okay? So then we watch. How do we react here? What is the reaction here when we get here? Do we reject? Do we break through it? Oh, are we breaking? How are we looking? And I'd probably draw a little zone here if I was doing this, and I would go like this. Okay, so this would be my resistance zone here that I would want to break through, because I'm going to take this resistance up here and this support here and make a little zone, because I don't like horizontal lines for exact levels, because sometimes they'll wick through, or they'll fake out a little bit above or below, and then the next candle will go above it. So anyway, that's just me personally. Okay, so now in this scenario, I'm like, okay, this could be a lower high. And now I'm not going, it's not a lower high yet. It's not one yet, but I would say, is this a lower high? I don't know. But I'm saying, okay, is that what's going to happen to Johnny in chapter 5? Does he get killed? Oh man, I got to get through the chapter. So I'm reading and I'm waiting and I'm watching my data, and I'm like, okay, what's happening? Let's get through this chapter. So I find out what happens to Johnny. Oh no, he died. Oh, he's alive. You guys, he's fine. He's alive. Johnny is alive. Oh, wait. No, Johnny, don't go over there. Johnny, don't go in that dark alley. Don't go. Johnny, I told you. There's an axe murderer in the alley, Johnny. What are you doing? Okay, sorry. Having some fun. But anyway, you see here, this is now most likely a lower high. I can't buy this. I cannot buy that. I'm not buying here. I could buy here. I cannot buy here. I would have to wait for bullish structure to regain. So, bullish structure means that if I'm going to buy to 100K, I need to break up above here. Now I can buy, and then I expect higher. Okay, because now I've regained bullish structure or maintained bullish structure. Here, I have now potentially broken bullish structure, all right? And now I'm being cautious. So we keep playing, and now this is our local low. So this becomes a very important level, right? Because we don't want to make a local low, because we will have confirmed higher or lower high and lower low, and now we have done it, and we lost this local low, and now Johnny's whole family is dead. Poor Johnny. Oh, I'm just losing my mind today, you guys. Okay, so Johnny just led the killer to his family, and he just slaughtered everyone. Guy, I tell you. Anyway, so now we know what happens. At the end of the chapter, we have enough data to conclude that Johnny is dead, and that there is now now we take off the question mark, and it's a lower high, okay? This is now confirmed lower high. This is now a lower low, And now this is now a lower low. Wherever we bounce at is now a lower low. Okay? So then what you want to do is you want to start regaining higher lows to start buying again. Okay? Somebody put an axe in the comments. Okay, so now we look here. We definitely want to see a higher low here. Okay. And I think it slightly goes below, but if you're using candles, there was actually no confirmation of a lower low. So anyway, so now we would look for lower highs. So basically I was shorting a lot here in these areas and I wasn't buying yet until we started making those higher highs, higher lows again. And you see here, lower high. Okay. This is going really fast. Slow down, slow down. Okay. So now we have a lower high, lower low, but it's technically still a higher low over here. Okay. Lower high, higher low. So we're kind of like iffy. Okay. Now we're making a lower low. R.I.P. Johnny. He was a moon boy for too long. Damn it, Johnny. I told you to sell the top. Okay. So here we go. Yada, yada, yada. Fast forward. Come on. Now it's going too slow. Ah, we're dead. Okay. So now this is where it's like, is that a lower low? Maybe it's so close. I mean, it technically is, but again, it's almost even. So equal lows are okay. And now, okay, so let's pause. Stop moving. Okay. I can't rewind it now. I'm not going to rewind it. But now we have so rewind, slow down. So now we have our local high here. Okay. This is our local high. All right. This is our local low now, obviously, which is even with this other local low here. Hey, come, I thought I extracted you. Let me have you. There you go. Okay. Now we have our local low here. We have another local low, which are, I would say these are equal lows. So we can just put equal lows here. So double bottoms, equal lows are okay. That's just a support bounce. But we have our local high here. So now I make a new line. I say this is my local high. This is my EMA resistance. Overall, look at our SMA, our 99 SMA. That's still mega bullish, right? It's still very bullish here. We're still above it. It's still pointing upward. So overall trend is bullish still. Even if we went down to here, I would have still bought. I would have still been okay buying down here because bullish trend would have still overall been intact because we would have had this series of higher lows, higher highs, yada, yada. Okay? Now, let's delete this shit and I'll still give away a keyboard here, you guys too. Maybe we'll just do like a game or something at the end because I'm having too much fun going through this and I'm in the zone. In the zone. Johnny's dead and I'm mourning. I'm mourning his death, you guys. But the show must go on. Okay. So these are obviously important areas, okay? But we don't really care about those as much. We just really care about this local high, which is now broken, all right? And we want to see this maintained, and we want to see a higher low here. So whether our higher low forms here, okay, we just basically want to see us go back into bullish structure. So we want to see boom, 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 okay, like that. And now this is pretty strong because we literally just are going straight up. Now on daily, there was some pullbacks and yada, yada. But anyway, so we'll just keep going. All right. And then now this is going to be kind of like the big area to break for me. This area right here. And you can see we definitely have a higher high now. Do we put in a higher low? Let's see if we put in a higher low. And if we put in a higher low, then we switch back into potentially going bullish and confirmation above this new high, right? So is that our low? I can't remember if we go. I really don't even remember. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that's obviously our high. Come to me. There you go. Okay, and then is this a... Okay, so now do we have lower low or higher low? I don't even have that on here. Okay. So now we have higher high, lower high, kind of locally, but we're still above this. All right, and you can see that this is not only it's a retest of our EMAs. So that's great. So this is now our local low. Okay. This now becomes our local low here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bam. And what happens here? So this was where I flipped mega bullish. Okay? And I'd been posting this for weeks. I said, if we break above, especially after this rejection here, I was like, if we break above 53K, we are going to explode to new all-time high. That was my thesis. That was me saying, okay, Johnny's a dumbass. He's already done too many stupid things in chapter 4. He's gonna do some stupid shit, run down a dark alley to an axe murderer, then he's gonna run back to his house, but he's slow, he's out of shape, so the axe murderer is gonna follow him to his house where his family is, and instead of just Johnny dying, the whole family's gonna die, right? So that was me saying I know exactly what's gonna happen here if Johnny goes down a dark alley or whatever, okay? So here we are. We have now breached this high. We are now mega bullish. This is where I was like, all right, we good. This is where I started posting bull, 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 blah, blah, you know, being a stupid bull person. But that was my thesis. So here we are. We broke above that. And now we have that bullish structure back. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. We have our bullish structure back. That's what we wanted. So then now we have, okay, let me pause this. Another local high here. Okay. Which is now becomes important again. Because we could technically, so this is where we switch, and I'm like, okay, we're very likely to be mega bullish here. Like this is like 90. Well, for me it was 100%, but technical terms still like a 90%. Like we could have still rejected here, made a lower high, and gone down lower. So I was aware of that, but I was like, it's not going to happen. Johnny's not going to save himself. He's done here. Bear Johnny is done. Bear Johnny is going to die here. He's fucked. Okay, that's what I said. I knew it was going to happen. But again, I was like, okay, if he just maybe somehow finds the trap door to get away from this axe murderer, maybe, but unlikely. Okay, so here, this becomes important. We now have, bam, local high. And not even local high, technically new high. All right. And when I say new high, and I'll say this sometimes on Twitter too, I'll be like, oh, this posted new local high. Okay. We post a new local high. Sometimes that doesn't mean like FOMO. It just means we post a new local high, buy the high or low, and then you moon, right? Buy the high or low here, and you moon. So new high, I think we actually did retrace. It might not show it on here because it was on, it might. I don't know. We'll see. There we go. So bam, bam, bam. Oh, go back. What the heck? Okay. Well, anyway, you see that touch? You saw the touch. That's what we wanted. That was our local low again. That was on probably the daily time frame or whatever. Ah! What happened? Oh, it got done. It got to live. So okay. Bam. That was our local low. You can't see here on the line chart. And now we're up. We're going up. And that's what we want to see. So this area, so let's get rid of all this shit now because this is a big cluster. And what's important, right? So that's the previous local high. That's obviously, so hold on. Okay. That's our local high. What the hell is happening here? My fingers aren't working. Okay. Local high. I said that 3 times in a row just to make sure you remember it. Local low. Okay. This is also a local high. And this is probably the most important one to me, but they're all important. So above this one, mega bull. Below this one, we're like, okay, we got to be cautious. We're still bullish. Below this one, we're like, nah, shit. We're not looking good. Below this one, we're like, okay, Johnny's fucked again. Okay. So now we're good. This is the bull area. We're just like, yay, we're free. Let's fly. Okay, this is where we can be dumb bullish and post bull posts and put rocket emojis every 5 seconds. That's fine. Bullish structure intact. Bullish structure maintained. Overall bullish structure still maintained, but local bullish structure was broken for short term. Okay. Everything's good here now. And that's how bullish structure works. So now we'll obviously be looking for bearish structure to form. We don't know where it'll form. We can, play some scenarios for fun. We can use Fibonacci level. But let's just say, you know, we keep going like this. Okay. Oh, we're still good. Now, do you guys see why I would be concerned now and not? So let me rewind this a little bit. Okay, if this happens, I want to okay. So if this happens, and I hope you guys understand why. So we're like, okay, we're bullish. Okay, we're bullish. Okay, we're bullish. Oh, wait, I did it wrong. Sorry. Okay, we're bullish. Okay, we're bullish. Okay, we're bullish. We're fine. Okay. You see how I'm okay there? Because we didn't break this local area here. So as long as we stay above this from here, I'm okay. Even though, so here we're like, okay, let's got to be careful here. We got to be careful here. And then here we're like, okay, we're bullish. We're fine. All right. And then, so we either go lower or we probably like do this. And then we're like, okay, now we're cautious again here. We're cautious again. Here we're like, uh-oh. We broke it. We made our first lower low, right? This is the first lower low. Okay. Now we have a lower low. Now we could start seeing this happen. Uh-oh. Okay. That's when you could start seeing that big drop because you have that first lower low. You have a lower high, lower high, lower high, lower low, and now you're kind of getting into that trend. It's shifting now, okay? That's where you start to get nervous. Now, a lot of times, okay, and this is why, do you see how, like, bullish trends, I draw like this, like straight up, basically, and then trend reversals are slower, okay? You kind of have this distribution area. So a lot of times for bottoms and tops, you're going to get like a distributive area, and I'll do a video on this at some point. But you're going to get these distribution areas where it goes kind of sideways, and usually you get sideways at tops and bottoms. So if I delete this, look at here. That was a top. That was a bottom. Do you see that sideways we're getting? Okay. It's straight up, sideways, straight down, sideways, straight up, straight up. Okay, there's no sideways there. It's just basically straight. It's just a bloop, bloop. Okay. So if we start to get a lot more sideways again here, we would want to be a little concerned. We just want to kind of start going straight up now, right? Now consolidation isn't bad, but you don't really want to go sideways. You want to go up and down. So even if you're going down deep, you want to keep going up and down and not like that. Okay, you don't want to see that up at highs. You want to see vertical motion still. Even if you're seeing steep ray traces, as long as they're getting bought back quickly, you're still fine. Okay. Now distribution and accumulation for Wyckoff is one of my favorite things to use. I use it on the ICP chart. Okay. And actually I can show this. I hope it actually shows. Okay. So I compared this to Wyckoff accumulation. Okay. I won't get into this, but there's a lot of things to say that this is Wyckoff accumulation. This is a spring. This is a test. And I'm going to go to my candles here. Okay. So spring, test, and then we go higher. So here I'm starting to make higher lows. Here, I finally have a higher high. Okay. So even though it retraced, I'm still bullish. I finally broke this structure. I'm finally above the 99 SMA. If I'm just buying this blindly here the whole time, see the 99 SMA is going down. It's starting to curl up now. So I could probably just blindly buy any of these dips, and maybe I'll buy some more ICP today. But look, higher high, higher low. Higher high, maybe a higher low. As long as we pretty much hold this local low here, which also would hold the 99 SMA, we're still bullish. Our EMAs are pointing up nicely. We have a lot of volume coming in. Remember how I like volume. We have a lot of volume coming in. We have bullish structure now, as we like to see. Bam, 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 bam. Like, this is bullish structure. Okay? It's intact. And we expect to see this continue to go higher now. 99 SMA is now starting to push. And so we're still in that phase where it's kind of like going to be a slow mover for now. But once this 99 SMA has a little time to start curling, that's when price will start going. So we might go a little consolidation. That's when price will start going, whoo, like straight vertical. After it's had a little bit more time to break out of this trend, get this bullish structure, you'll see sellers dry up and you'll see it start to really take off. Okay. So that is that. Yeah, let's see. Do you guys have questions quick? How many people we still have on? Nice. We have over 50 people. We have 100 people on. That's awesome, you guys. Still on after an hour. We've hit our time. I haven't given out any keyboards yet, and I have not answered any questions. So why don't you guys ask some questions here? And let me see you in the comments, and maybe I'll give away some keyboards here soon. But let me check the questions we have. Is there a point where the chart is too choppy to use higher high and higher low? So this is actually James. That's a really good question. Yes, so James, here's how that looks, and that's why I like. Oh, you guys, hold on 2 seconds. I just got a call from somebody, and they texted me. Give me 30 seconds here. I got a 100x leverage long quick. Hold on. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So what I was talking about earlier, and I don't want to get too into this, but I will kind of just touch on it quickly. So you know how I showed at the top of that Bitcoin chart, I showed this, okay, this kind of structure. So this is distributive, but really this is usually tells me that we're distributive or accumulation. So you see here, we have this lower high, this lower low break, or even like here. It's usually like this. Okay, let me scoot this over. This is what you'll see happen. You'll see, okay, you'll see this higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low. This is a bear trap though. It's effectively a bear trap. People short here, people are bearish. We bounce and we go straight to an all-time high, all right, or straight to a local high. This is how I can catch a top. Now, it's not 100% effective because I'm guessing. I'm guessing that this is the top because it's still bullish structure technically, okay? Still technically bullish structure because we have a higher low from down here, but we broke local structure. So this is potentially a top. And so this would look for a UTAD or a failed rally, and you can Google that. It's UTAD. It's called a UTAD, and that's in distribution. Or an accumulation, it's called a spring, okay, which is what I showed you earlier. But this is potentially a top, and we can break down from here. And this is basically like my max risk reward short, where I like to short this if it meets all my criteria, and I've done all my volume assessment. So after this area here, I'm like, okay, we've broken bullish structure. We've broken local bullish structure. We have a lower high and a lower low. And then we get this one more bull trap. Everyone, because a lot of people are panic selling here. A lot of people are bearish here. We get this one more high bull trap. Everyone's bullish, and then we dump. Okay? And that's how distribution works. Make everyone bearish. And a lot of times you go straight up to this. You go straight up here. Okay, it's not gonna be slow. It's not gonna be like you're not gonna build supports in between. You're not gonna consolidate, go up, consolidate, go. Like you're gonna go, literally, you're gonna die here. Everyone's gonna panic sell. It goes straight up here. Everyone's like, oh, that's fine. It'll go lower. Nope. Oh, that's fine. It'll go lower. Nope. Oh, that's fine. It'll go lower. Ah, shit, it's never going lower. I gotta buy back. Everyone buys back here. You see a lot of volume up here. It dies. Everyone panic sells back down here. They get screwed. That's how the market works. That's how the market screws people. So, yes, James, are you still here, by the way? Because that was a good question. James, if you're still in the chat, send a comment. Only just wandered in, so no questions yet. That's fine. We'll do a random game. Let's do a random game in the comments for keyboard here. If James is still in, I was going to let him, he had a great question. I was going to give him one of the keyboards for asking that question. But if I don't see him comment, we'll just give away 2 random ones. That was James Browning comment. What is a clear indicator for a fake out for me? There's no really clear indicator other than if this breaks down, that would be the clear indicator. If this breaks down, it's not clear, but it's likely that it's going to go lower. A lot of times I'll have like bearish divergence on my indicators as well. But again, those are in my other videos. James, congrats on the keyboard and mouse combo. He's like, I'm here. Oh, I don't see James anywhere, you guys. All right, we'll give it to somebody else then. No, I'm just kidding. I see it. And also, my video stream is a little delayed. My audio is a little delayed. It's like 10 seconds delayed. So that's why your comments and my answers don't match up too well. But anyway, James, DM me on Twitter. I'll hook you up with a keyboard and mouse. Also, guys, make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube if you want to win. All right. No, make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube. I really appreciate it. I am very close to 20K subscribers, so that's kind of a big milestone. I was just hoping to get to 10K subscribers this year. So let's do this. I'm going to go off screen here, and I'm going to write down a number between 1 and 1,000. Okay? I'm going to write down a number. You guys, it'd be funny if you guys could all see this. I know you can't, though. But I'm going to write down a number between 1 and 1,000. And you guys can have as many guesses as you want. There's only 100 people in here, so it's pretty much like 10 guesses per person, right? Actually, it'll be a lot more anyway, probably. I'm going to write down a number. I'm trying to think of it right now. Trying to think of like the most random number I can think of. And if nobody gets close, I'll start deleting out numbers, if that makes sense. Okay, so I have a number here, and I'll show it to you guys after, but in about 10 seconds, you can start guessing. So it'll be between 1 and 1,000. You can type as many numbers as you want, and if I see the number come through, the first person to get it wins. And you can go now, so start coming in. All right, let's see. We got any close ones? Again, it's between 1 and 1,000. This is fun to watch. Oh, we got a couple close ones coming in. Yeah, you can type as many numbers as you want. So fast. I'm going to put this on the screen so I can see it better. I don't see it yet. I don't think anybody did it yet. You guys can correct it. If I see it from the second person, then you guys can correct me. Okay, it's not below 100. It's higher than 100. I gotta lean in to see this. Oh, we had a really close one just a second ago. Although my audio is delayed, so. Alright, it is higher than 200. This is tough to see. I'm trying to see as fast as I can. So if you guessed that, if I pick somebody else and you guessed it, you have to let me know. I'll have to scroll up, but I haven't seen it yet. I should have made it easier number to see. Okay, remember it's higher than 200. I'm getting behind. I haven't seen it yet. All right, it's higher than 300. Oh, that was a close one. It's so fast. I'm trying my best to see. Still higher than 300. It's higher than 400, you guys. I haven't seen it come in yet. This is tough. I mean, it's tough. There's 1,000 numbers to guess. All right, it's higher than 500. And it's lower than 900. It's between 5 and 900. Oh, we had a really close one. It's between 5 and 900. Oh, another close one. Another close one. It's higher. It's between 600 and 900. Keep coming. Keep coming. Oh, it's too fast. It's too fast. I don't see it yet. Oh, that was so close. Oh. All right, stop for 2 seconds. I can't see these. All right, keep. Okay, so it's between 700 and 900. I haven't seen it come through yet. I'm sure somebody did it at this point, but I haven't seen it come through. I'm focused in as much as I can. Between 600 and 900. How has nobody guessed this yet? We've had some really close ones, though. As soon as I see it, I'm going to stop my thing. How has nobody guessed it? Oh, no, that's not the right one. It was close. I thought it was the right number. Who wants a keyboard? We're so close. All right, it's between 800 and 900. Okay, I'm going to start scrolling because this is coming into, it's between 800 and 900. And now I'm going to start scrolling to make sure I don't miss it. So you guys can keep putting in your answers. And whoever I see first is going to get it. Whoever I see it come in first, between 800 and 900. Oh, come on. All right, it's between 8 and 900. We got a close one. Got some close ones. I don't see it yet. It's between 800 and 900. Somebody's going to win a keyboard and mouse combo here any second now. It still hasn't come through. Okay. Keep going. 800 and 900, you guys. There's 100 numbers there. Close. We're close. Keep them coming. So somebody's got to get it here. We had like numbers on each side of it, and nobody said it yet. This is fun. Oh, we're so close. How has nobody guessed it yet? Apparently, I picked a number that doesn't exist. Keep going. It's between 820 and 860. 820 to 860. There's 40 numbers in there. Let's see. Come on, come on. Oh. You guys all give up? The numbers aren't even coming in as fast now. Everyone gave up. I'm surprised nobody just typed in the numbers from like 800 to 900 at this point. I still haven't seen it come up. It's between 830 and 860. Oh, there it is. Bam. 852. Good job. All right, Ari, you win. Congratulations. Please DM me on Twitter. All right, somebody may have said it earlier, but I could not. I was looking as hard as I could for it. So 852. Ari is the winner. You guys can stop with the numbers now. James and Ari have both won a keyboard mouse combo. Thanks for sticking around, you guys. I appreciate it. But yeah, that. Yay, Irvin, you're so close, buddy. So close. Just short. It's funny, though, because it's delayed, so you guys are all still typing. So hopefully you'll see that come through in a second. All right. Bam, you guys. I still see numbers going on. Let me see where we're at on the stream. We are way delayed. There must have been a big delay. There we go. All right, you guys. Ari, please DM me on Twitter. I will hook you up with a keyboard mouse combo. All right. Otherwise, you guys, that's really it. It's getting late. It's been a long morning, so I got some things to take care of. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. Make sure you don't miss my next my podcast that's coming out soon with Karush. You guys are gonna love that. But otherwise, next Beginners for Trading video will be coming up soon. If you haven't caught my series already, if this is your first time, tons of videos in the series, you guys. So make sure you check it out. I'll show you here quick just for you guys. It's on my YouTube. All right. Oh, come on. Go over there. Go to your home. It's on my YouTube. All right. Identifying trends is this video right now because I'm live, but here's Trading for Beginners. The fundamentals, which is a lot of candlesticks. I should probably just make it say candlesticks. But anyway, support, resistance, divergences, understanding chart patterns, managing your emotions, which is very important. Trading for Beginners, Part 5 live stream, which was just like a Q&A. So we just covered a lot of different topics, brushed up on some of these other topics. Understanding volume, which is a very important one. Volume is one of my favorite indicators. Okay, and then now we have identifying trends, which I will add to the series. So thank you so much, you guys, for joining. I hope you learned something. And always feel free to ask questions on Twitter. I get to them as quickly as I can. Just sometimes I just don't see the notifications because I get so many. But otherwise, you guys, again, I really appreciate you joining. And I will catch you guys next time. Peace. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining. I hope you learned something. And always feel free to ask questions on Twitter. I get to them as quickly as I can. Just sometimes I just don't see the notifications because I get so many. But otherwise, you guys, again, I really appreciate you joining, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.